Hey there, food fans. Welcome back to the Food for ThoughtCast with me, your host, Melissa, and my co-host, Steve. What's up, buddy?
Hola, how's it going?
Oh, it's so great. Um, yeah, that's how we're starting today.
Now
What's up,
that's how
dude?
we start this
That's
podcast. Volume
it.
1.
So, right before we started recording, Steve did the same thing. That's what I call, what were you talking about? Food?
That's what I call music volume 1,
Yeah.
and
So we started looking up
we got in our feels,
the volumes 1 through 3 of Now That's What I Call Music.
right? I had the first one. I don't think I owned the second or the third. No, my brother had the first one. I remember listening to it.
Yeah,
Did not suck.
for
Back
sure,
in
for sure.
1998.
These are the backstage conversations from the Food for ThoughtCast. So
Right.
hope everybody out there had a wonderful Mother's Day. Hope you enjoyed our last episode about meal prep, but we're back. Whether that makes you feel good or worse. So we're back today. Steve, what are we talking about?
So,
Food.
last week we took a food culinary journey, and I blacked out and ended up in Key West, Florida.
Yes.
And it was just a very fun time. A lot of
Yeah.
cigars, lots of food meals.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? What'd you do last
Well,
week?
I start every episode. I ask you what the most amazing thing you ate this week was, and then you ask me back. Well, today it has to go like
We're
far
going in
past.
a different direction.
Yeah, it has to go far past a 5 to 10 minute segment because Steve and I have been eating some amazing things
Oh yeah.
over the last week. So yeah, join us as we talk about amazing things we ate. I didn't go anywhere last week. I went to work and to bed, and that was it. So,
There's nothing wrong with that. It's not a bad thing. Sometimes you need that structure, But when you
absolutely.
get out of that structure and you go on vacation, you're like, the world is your oyster,
The world is my oysters, Rockefeller. Correct.
right?
Correct.
So yeah, we went to Key West. We flew to Miami and then drove like 3 hours to Key West and drove the
Mm-hmm.
Keys and all that. And it's funny because it takes every bit of 3 hours because the speed limit's like 55,
Yes,
whereas
it's
in
cruising.
Texas it's 7. Yeah, exactly.
It's
And there's
cruising.
only one way to go. So I learned that the hard way. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And I mean, I ate my weight in conch fritters.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere that we went that had conch fritters, we ordered. And even if we were walking by, we stopped at a place just to have their conch fritters while we were walking. Like it was conch fritter madness.
Yeah.
We ate oysters. I don't know about you. Do you like oysters on the half shell, or do they have to be cooked?
I don't eat oysters. I'm like slightly allergic. I get to like oyster number 6 and my
Oh,
mouth starts to itch. When I have eaten them, I like them fried. I
I you
cannot
know
handle. I like them cooked or fried. Like yeah.
I could do oysters Rockefeller. I love that. But
Mm-hmm.
and I love them raw. I can't like fried oysters are okay, but not my thing. I guess I haven't had like a really good fried oyster that just blows my mind.
Yeah, I mean, I like them in a po' boy and stuff. But I
Yeah.
just I just don't eat many. I can eat all the other shellfish just fine. I'm not willing to. I don't own an EpiPen, and I'm not willing to see what happens after enough of them because yeah, something is amiss there. My body
Yeah.
doesn't like them, but yeah, I love crispy fried with cornmeal, like in a po' boy with a lot of like hot peppers and mayo. Yeah, that's
Nice.
what I like. So for those of you who don't know that conch is it's a sea snail basically.
Is that
It's
what
like
it is?
yeah, it's in the cartoons like when you see the people put the shell up to their
Yeah,
ear to see if they
they
can
go
hear
the
the punching, right? Right. And so it's actually in the snail family, but it is delicious. It's
Oh
a
yeah,
sweet,
big time.
very delicate white meat. I like them in fritters, and I also like conch salad, kind of like a
I've never
ceviche
had conch
style.
salad, but
Really good.
I to be honest, I'd never had conch fritters before. And again, my brother told me you got to get conch fritters, like they're the
Hmm.
best. And everywhere that we went, like I said, it was slightly different. And just as good every different place we went. So we started off, I want to say, at this place called Robbie's. I don't, anyone that's listening, if you know where that's at, I think it's in Key Largo,
Mm.
somewhere in that stretch. And it
Mhm.
was, of course, you got your conch fritters, and we started with that. I had margaritas. I
Mhm.
don't remember what all I ate there. I remember it was good though. Oh, I had a crab cake sandwich. That was lovely because it actually had that crisp crunch on the outside and then it was soft in the center.
Yeah.
And by that point, I was actually pretty full. I I don't know what it was, but I got full off the conch fritters, which is weird. I never get full off appetizers. And so we had that. I had that sandwich, and holy smokes, it was just amazing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And Ursula had like some sort of seafood like salad or something like that, and it looked really good. I took a bite and I enjoyed it, and it was funny because in that area, of course, you have your restaurants, you have your bar, and then there's this spot around the corner where you can go see like you can feed the tarpon and stuff like that.
Mhm. Mhm.
We didn't do that because I wasn't going to pay $2 to see tarpon, and you can see them for free. So otherwise, it was a really good spot. Like their drinks were good, the food was good, and then we actually went. We left there, and we went to Publix. And for me, working grocery retail, it's interesting to see like different grocery retail.
Yeah, totally.
I don't really care for it. The Publix, that is. I love grocery
I
retail.
was like,
Let me clarify. Right. So I mean, I didn't take very many pictures on this trip, but one of the ones that I did take, it was one of those things where I was just repulsed because I saw this thing called um, cinnamon toast crunch dessert taco shells. Now, I think taco shells are the grossest thing ever. And then it's just like a buñuelo.
Yeah.
And I had to send a picture to my boss and say, "This is Publix for you. Trash." My God,
You
it
heard
was.
it here. We're igniting the southern
You heard it
grocery
here
chain,
first,
the
folks.
feud. Uh,
It's just buñuelos. That's all it
Buñuelos.
is. And they're making money off of you if you buy that trash.
But you
So
have to, make it accessible for us vanilla people. You got to call it a taco shell so we don't feel threatened.
yeah.
Um,
But yeah, we picked up snacks and stuff like that. Nothing crazy. And as soon as we got there to the Airbnb, it was like myself, my wife, and then my wife's friends or two of her friends and their husbands.
yeah.
And one of them and we started smoking cigars, and we went to this southernmost point of the
Yeah.
continental USA. Have you ever seen that?
Yep.
Just
I
like this
have a
big
picture
old
in
giant
front of it.
buoy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's neat.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was like 90 miles to Cuba, but
Mhm.
we went at night, so there was no line at all. And that was pretty fun.
Nice.
I will say that. And then, of course, the following morning we had breakfast, and I had it was like a lobster Benedict. Now,
Mhm.
I actually started off taking pictures because I actually have it here,
Yeah.
but the flavor was good, but I was so disappointed with the lobster itself because it was just tough. Like when
Really.
it's frozen and then it's cooked and then it just gets, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was good. I forgot the
That's
name of the restaurant though.
that's
It's good.
unfortunate. I mean, it's like when you're reheating it, you just have to be so careful. It turns into a rubber band.
Yeah, exactly. But like
Mhm.
the sauce itself, like it wasn't your traditional Benedict. I don't even remember what kind of sauce they threw with it, but it was out of this world. Now, mostly because I had quite a bit of mimosas and coffee was spiked, so I don't remember everything. But I remember the flavor was really good, so I thought, okay, maybe it's a one-off. They slightly overcooked their lobster, not a big deal. And then come to find out, did you know that lobster season is over like in April? So like any lobster that they catch, like it's between like April and like September, October, where
Mm.
you cannot catch lobster. It's against the law apparently. And
Huh.
so what they do is they freeze it all. And it explains why, it was tough.
Hmm.
So I didn't order any more lobster after that. I think and I was so disappointed because I wanted to order like the lobster what is it? The lobster sandwiches, grilled cheese, and
Yeah. Yeah. like a lobster grilled cheese or lobster
lobster roll. There you go. Yeah.
the roll. Yeah.
Yeah. I I had every intention to do it, and then it just fell through every single time. So
Well, Steve, did you know that it's actually illegal to catch conch in the Keys because they're protected?
is it
So
really? So where
they
do they get all their conch from?
they either farm them or they come from the Bahamas.
Interesting.
So
I did not know that.
yeah. So I had conch fritters in the Bahamas.
Uh,
We watched the guy take it. It was, I don't know, it's kind of sad. Well, I don't know. I mean, it is
that's
what
the
it
only
is.
bad
But
part about the culinary industry.
we
Is
like
killing
took
the
it. I
animals.
mean, yeah, but it's like he had it on a big spike. I mean, it has a hard shell, but he was like carrying it. I don't know if this makes sense or not, even in like a radio form, because I'm like showing Steve right now. So if you're not watching us on YouTube, just imagine this guy was like using a pole. He had it kind of sat on top through the hole in the shell, and then cut it out of there with a knife and cooked it. So yeah, really,
Yeah.
really, really delicious though. So
Let's see, what
super,
else did I
super
have? I
delicious.
gotta scroll through like the
Mhm.
few pictures that I have. I have a lot of pictures of me and my wife just having fun shenanigans. We went on a boat, and they gave you like food and alcohol, open bar sort of, and it was like chicken tenders and wine and beer and whatnot.
Yeah, that sounds
S-
terrible. Sounds like
Yeah.
a really bad combination for. Was it hot?
So I forgot how humid it is going anywhere outside of West Texas.
Well, yeah.
Uh, I've been out here for 10 years, so I'm so used to like the dry heat.
West
And
Texas is like the Dust Bowl.
yeah, exactly. So there's no humidity, and if there is, it doesn't last very long. So I forgot all about humidity. You go outside and you're instantly just sweaty, and you're wondering like, what's going on? But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, the cruise was fun. I almost missed it because I went off to go get conch fritters and a margarita. At some point, my wife comes up to me with that look of "I'm gonna kill you if you miss this cruise." And so I gave her a conch fritter, and I'm running to the boat with conch fritters in my hand, and I made it. It was a lot of fun. There was a band playing. We just kind of sailed into the sunset. I don't think I ate any chicken tenders or anything like that because I just didn't want to bring myself to eat chicken tenders on a boat. But you
It's
know,
kind of weird. I don't know. It reminds me of I spent some time at the in Jamaica,
uh
and it was over Thanksgiving one year, and they brought out what they thought like all the Americans would want for Thanksgiving. It was like
huh.
turkey and dressing and ham, and I was like, no, no, I really, really want what the kitchen staff is eating. Can I have that? And then that turned out to be like oxtails, goat curry,
All the good stuff.
red peas, rice, and then ackee, like cod, ackee fruit and cod cakes.
Nice.
Like yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, just
Yeah.
nah. Eat what the locals eat. Oof, chicken tenders. I don't know, man.
Right. We yeah, we had a couple days where like we went on a couple different cruises, and like the second cruise we went on, it was like snorkeling and stuff like that, and then they took us to a sandbar, and same thing, they had like chicken tenders and rice and beans and stuff like that. It was the weirdest thing ever, but like the experience itself was fun. I got like 10 seconds into snorkeling, and then I had a little water go into my mask, and I had like lost it and got back on the boat and was like, I'm just hanging out.
Yeah, I had exactly the same experience. I tried to snorkel for like 10 minutes one time, and I saw like a turtle or a fish really close to my face, and I was like, that's it, I'm out. And it was
That is
probably 10 minutes after I paid, $50 for a set of
I was
stuff.
gonna say that is 9 minutes and 50 seconds more than what I snorkeled. Yeah, I tried. I gave it the good old college try, and yeah, no, it didn't work for me. So I'm gonna have to practice like in my pool or something
Yeah,
with a snorkel.
it's I don't know. I'm not for it. I just stay on the land. That's where I'm meant to be.
Yeah,
So, do you know if you had any spiny lobster while you were there?
I don't think I did. If so, it was frozen spiny lobster.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
So the spiny lobster that they have in the Keys, it has like antennas instead of claws.
Really?
The tails are a little bit smaller, but they're sweeter than like Maine lobster. I think it's super interesting.
Is that even a thing? Maine lobsters are pretty good though.
Yeah, right. They really are.
You, you know what tripped me out was there was a restaurant called Mr. Z's. Apparently, it's a franchise, and it's the guys that owned it were like from Philadelphia,
Mhm.
and it's like a pizza slash cheesesteak joint, if you will.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Holy crap!
Do they have like
Their
a
food.
pizza cheesesteak though?
No, I don't think they did.
Oh, they're missing
But
it.
their cheesesteaks were amazing, and their
Yeah.
pizzas were even better. We had that 2 nights in a row because, like,
Yes.
apparently restaurants close at like 9, so and they're open till 1. So what would you do?
I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. So we ate pizza 2 nights in a row and cheesesteaks 2 nights in a row, and everyone listening is going to be like, "What? You went to Florida and you had pizza? Really? Yes, we did. It was
Hey,
good."
it doesn't all have to be local food, like there are great dishes to be had everywhere, and sometimes they make sense and sometimes they're not what you think, and then that's how you form like some of the best memories, these amazing food experiences.
Yep, that's
And,
true.
and
Did
a
you
lot
go?
of times it's in a place where you're least expected.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Did you end up going to Ernest Hemingway's house
Oh yeah,
when you
I
went?
went there,
That was
and they
cool.
had the cats with the extra toes. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's super cool.
it
It's
was.
super cool.
It was funny because we walk up there and my wife like went right in and like just to kind of get in the shade, and I passed the point of sale part to just throw. I had a can of like sparkling water just to throw
Mhm.
it away, and I was gonna go pay. And the lady was like, "Ma'am," like she's screaming at us, like maybe not screaming, but like she's putting her her
Right,
stern tone.
right.
I was like, "Ma'am, she's with me." She goes, "You need to get behind the line." I said, "I'm just throwing my trash away so I can pay." It was funny, and you did the whole tour around the house and all that stuff.
Yeah,
That would have been cool if there was like you get to see. I saw his kitchen and all that, and that would have been cool if there was like some sort of little like restaurant of Ernest Hemingway's favorite meals.
yeah. And alcohol, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
alcohol and I'm sure cigars. But yeah, everywhere you look, there was cats everywhere, and on the furniture and the beds.
mhm,
Yeah, I was just like, oh my
mhm.
goodness, they're literally everywhere. So
Everywhere. Did you
yeah,
have key lime pie, Steve?
would you be mad if I say no?
I already knew you didn't. You haven't
I was
mentioned
go-
it yet.
I had every okay, so we had every intention of going, and one of my motivations for us to go to this restaurant. Apparently, you have to get it like months out and whatnot. So we go there for dinner. I don't even remember. It started with a B. Like that just shows you how much I paid attention. Like it was, this is where we're gonna go, and I just go along with the group. But we sat down and we waited for like about 10, 15 minutes before anyone acknowledged us. And right when we were about to leave, the server comes up to us. I felt bad because she had been like triple, quadruple sat and all this other stuff. And then
Right.
she had to deal with us. And so we got our drinks. And apparently they're known for their key lime pie where it's like mostly meringue. It's like about that much meringue.
Mhm.
And I
Was
had
it
every
was it
intention of ordering it.
Bistro 245?
It started with a B. I don't think it was Bistro 245.
Hmm.
I we'll have to backtrack to that one. But yeah, so but we looked at the menu and I was excited for it because I saw lobster grilled cheese. I'm like, heck yeah, let's do this. And yeah, it took forever. So we just said, you know what? We're just gonna go. We'll pay for our drinks and go.
Oh
And I
no.
wanted to get key lime pie. It just so you can I can trash the establishment or I can say, you know what, it was just an off night. And I think it was just an off night because
Yeah.
it was like a Monday night or a Tuesday night. And so
Yeah.
that's just what it was, like you
Hey,
can't just
it
hate
it
on it.
happens. Like it totally happens. What did you guys end up eating instead?
Mr. Z's. That's when we had pizza that first night. You know?
I love
Um,
it. And then you were hooked.
oh yeah. You walk in and there's all sorts of like Philadelphia Eagle newspaper clippings when they won the Super Bowl. And I was like,
Well,
I
there you
love
go.
this place.
That's a
The food could
Steve's
be
place.
trash and I would love this place.
I
And of
love
course,
it.
my friend walked in with a Dallas Cowboys hat on. Those guys were heckling the hell out of him. So I told him, hey, he's with me and I'm an Eagles fan. So we're
So
good.
he's good.
But
So key lime pie, obviously super famous in the Keys. Like one of my favorite ways to get it there is you can actually get it frozen on a stick and dipped in chocolate.
I was gonna do
So
that. I
good.
had every intention of doing that, and it just
good.
never happened. Like it just always fell through. And you know, I think the Airbnb that we were staying at, they had one. They had given us one in the freezer, and everyone's like, "Oh, we'll just eat the one from there." And it to me, I don't know if it was from there, but it just seemed manufactured, so I wasn't really about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Otherwise, I would have had key lime pie.
That's too bad. You know,
I know.
maybe the food fairy, aka me, maybe I'll have to send you one from the key lime house in the
In the
Keys.
Keys,
Yeah.
yeah.
The Key West, the Key West lime shop Kermit's. That is.
I felt bad too because my brother told me you need to go to that Eaton Street seafood market,
Bye.
and I never got a chance to eat there.
Are you? Hang on, just a minute. Are you
Hanging.
leaving for work?
Yes.
Okay, bye. Love you. Be careful.
Okay. Have a good time.
Okay, me too. Bye. All right, that was my brother. I was telling him bye as he left for work.
Oh,
We see each other like a day and a half a week now. So.
Oh. Is he going out to Raleigh with you or to North Carolina?
Nope.
Oh, you're gonna be out there all by yourself.
Nope, I'll have my dogs.
Well, sort of by yourself. But yeah, so Eaton Street Seafood Market, I wanted to go there because I looked at the menu and it looked awesome. And I just, again, didn't get the chance to. Like, no one in the group wanted to go. And, you know, it is what it is. So that just means I have to go back.
Yeah, you have to go back. You have to go back and you have to get key lime pie. Did you try any of do you know they make the world's oldest legally distilled rum? Did you try?
I wanted to do that too. I know I let you down. I didn't. I was too busy. I know I was too busy eating conch fritters and enjoying mimosas and spiked coffee.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right?
I would give my right arm for a basket of conch fritters and a mimosa right now. So
that's true. So we went to this place called Old Havana, like it was a cigar bar.
Yeah.
And I tried this wine. It's Pine Ridge, their Cabernet, right? Holy crap. It was delicious. Of course, I love like the Cabernet. So I walk up to the bartender. I'm like, I want your driest wine that you got, Moscato. And she looked at me like, what? So I said, I don't know. What's your favorite? What's your most popular Cabernet? And she said, this is Pine Ridge. And so I tried it, and it was very delicious.
Did she figure out that you were joking, or did she look at you like you're an idiot?
Well, initially she was looking at me like I was an idiot, but once I explained, like, I'm just kidding, but you know, you can't have a cigar and Moscato. Who does that? That's disgusting.
Yeah, that's.
And for those people who are listening who enjoy cigars and Moscatos, well,
you're wrong.
You're wrong. You just are. Meanwhile, they're saying, Steven, you're wrong. You went on vacation. You had pizza. Get over yourself.
Well, for those of you that don't know, and I know that there are quite a few listeners of ours that don't drink at all. Cabernet can have a really dry finish. So dry is like after you drink it, it's like it sucks all the spit out of your mouth. You know, very very dry. Like it's not a high alcohol content, so to speak, or per se necessarily, but it's the alcohol flavor, and Moscato is a sweet dessert wine, so that's why.
Yeah.
There, I explained the joke. All right.
Yeah, there was one place called the Banana Cafe. That one I do remember, and I had like their breakfast crepes. I had breakfast there 2 days in a row, and holy crap, it was delicious. They're you get like your savory crepe, and it's really good. It's got like your bacon, your egg, your cheese, and all that stuff. It's so good. And then like the following day, you get like a sweet one, and that was good too. We had conch fritters at the Stinkin' Crawfish. If you've never been there, I recommend it.
Nice.
Their margaritas were good, and their old fashions were surprisingly good. So yeah. Let's see. I didn't do Margaritaville. We had the chance to, and I got scared because I was like, I don't know if this is going to be for me. you know.
You're not missing anything, honestly.
Yeah. Let's see. What else did we do? We did. I'm gonna have to look through all these restaurants and get the names. I should have just taken notes everywhere I went. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
No, that's okay.
shoulda, woulda, coulda.
It just means you have to go back. But hey, if anybody out there hasn't been to the Keys, like it's a culinary adventure. You got to go.
Oh
They
yeah.
have all the fresh, grouper, all that stuff like mahi. Everything's fresh. The shrimp in the Keys are different. They're bright pink, super sweet, very very tender. Of course, the key lime pie, all the Cuban influences too. You can get great Cuban food there as well, even though you're a little bit far out from Miami.
Yeah. Did you get to check out like any of the Cuban coffee stuff like that?
Mm-mm. Nope. I was there for a day on a stop on a cruise, but I did the best I could.
So there's a place
went
called
through there.
there's a place called Cafalito, and you get like their little Cuban coffee is the one that comes in like the tiny little 1 ounce pour.
Cortado.
I mean, yeah, to me it's just a 1 ounce pour. I'm like, where's the rest of this? But that place was really good too. I mean, I like
a
the
coffee
Cuban
appetizer.
Yeah, exactly. I like all that stuff though, because normally I drink my coffee black, but this one, of course, I put a little bit of sugar, a little bit of some cream in, and then you get all amped up, and you're like, why is my heart about to beat out my chest? But
Yeah.
let's see.
And then all of a sudden you're like, should I be able to feel my heart beating behind my eyes, or have I had too much caffeine?
Yeah. We also went to a place called Latitudes where you have to take like a boat to, because it's on like its own little island in like a hotel.
Yeah.
And that was one that was really good too. Again, don't judge me, but I ended up having like their burger only because I saw foie gras on it. So
yes, well, duh.
Yeah, I was like, I came all this way to get a burger, and then I saw foie gras. I was like, done. No ifs, ands, or buts. So that was pretty good too. Anytime I see foie gras, I'm like, yeah, we got to get it.
It's something that I won't pass up. There's a couple of things on the menu that I'll never pass up, like foie gras, creme brulee, sweetbreads, skate.
Same.
Yeah. There's some things that I ain't never gonna pass up.
Yeah. Okay, so question: do you like fishing?
Yeah, I like fishing. I like the lazy version.
What's the lazy version?
Where you you're just trolling. You're just watching your pole. Like,
okay,
feet on the side of the boat,
that.
beer in the other hand. Like, yeah, not the active kind. You're not gonna catch me in the middle of a trout stream. You're not gonna like, I'm not fly fishing. If it's too much work, I don't want to do it.
What was I going to say? So we went fishing. The guys went fishing on the last day, and we caught a bunch of snapper and things like that. And we, of course, the guide filleted it for us and all that stuff. And there's restaurants out there that'll cook your catch. Have you ever been to one of those?
Oh yeah.
And so I ended up really enjoying that. And so the last night we had a family style where you take your fish to them and you say, this is what I caught, and you pick a few things off the menu and they just make it family style. Like, it was just so cool. I honestly have never done that before.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, the first course that we got was like an appetizer, like their firecracker, I guess fish in this case, and everything was just like breaded and fried, and it had like that nice sticky honey and sriracha, all that kind of stuff. I love that,
like a hot coating. It sounds so good.
Holy moly!
It sounds really good.
And the best part is that the way that they cut everything, like, it didn't just turn to mush or fall apart. Like, it still had some texture to it. And holy crap! I mean, I started off, I was really hungry, and I just couldn't stop. And everyone kept telling me, we got more courses coming out, And so
I always tell people, like, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Leave me alone.
Right. I'm like, look, if I want to get too full off this first course, then so be it.
Right.
And then we had, let's see, it was like a spicier Asian style. And it had plantain, but it also had like, no, that was the third one. So it had like, it was over like rice, and it had, a lot of good sesame flavor to it. And that was just amazing as well. And then the third one was kind of like a Jamaican jerk, like fish. And that was over like like a coconut rice, and it had goat cheese and plantains. And
Oh my gosh.
yeah, talk about like just pigging out.
Sounds so
And
good.
yeah.
Sounds so good.
But, I would definitely go back. I would recommend going back and flying into the Keys, because you can actually do that versus flying into Miami and taking that
Sure.
3-hour drive,
Sure.
But that's just me. And then you just walk everywhere. You just walk off all your food.
Yeah. When I was there, I rented a moped. It was fun to go like on the bridges from island to island, but it was also a little bit terrifying because nobody that lives there can drive correctly. If anybody that's listening doesn't live in Texas, we all drive correctly and the rest of you are terrible at it. But every state thinks that about every other state. So I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but it's a real different vibe in Florida. So,
there's a lot of bad drivers in Texas.
Yeah, no, there totally are. It's because we think we're the best at it, but it makes driving in other states really difficult. So yeah.
I don't know. If someone's going like 30 miles per hour I can barely do 30 miles per hour myself, So yeah. But yeah, no, there's a lot of interesting drivers, I'll say. Interesting.
That's a very diplomatic word for it, but yeah.
Yeah.
So,
most definitely.
Well, sometimes I like to travel to eat, and sometimes you have to become a tourist in your own city. And that was what I did this last week, effectively. And so I ate some really amazing things in Dallas.
What'd you go do? What'd you check out?
Really amazing things. So I went to this restaurant called Petra and the Beast. I took my mom there for her birthday on this past Wednesday, and we had a blue oyster, mushroom and cheese curds, all deep fried in cornmeal with black pearl and burnt fennel seeds.
Damn.
Yeah. We had tea braised pigtails with bourbon braised cabbage, and there was a crispy pig skin on top. And then we had a smoked redfish, sesame, and green tomato pappardelle pasta, which was stupid good. It was amazing. And
sounds
then
like it.
I think my favorite part was the dessert, though. We had like a peanut butter cremeux with it was like freeze dried sticks of meringue. They smoked the flour that they used to make the chiffon cake, and it had caramel and toasted peanuts, and it was kind of like their take on a fluffernutter sandwich, but kind of deconstructed. We also had these like chicken and green onion and ginger dumplings that they made by hand, but the best part about the entire dish was they made this hot sauce to go underneath it out of carrots and Fresno chilies. It was amazing. It was so good.
Sounds like it.
Dude, it was really good. It was really good.
I'm trying to contain my excitement without.
No, I mean it was like really, really amazing. And then fast forward all the way to yesterday, my brother and I tried it's new to us. There's this one shopping center near us where neither one of us has ever driven past the Starbucks. Like, we don't go to that. My brother doesn't go to Starbucks. I will go to Starbucks on occasion, but not that one. But I had never seen what was around the corner. I didn't know that there was anything past it. And apparently there's this ramen restaurant there. And it's called Casa Ramen. Shout out to them. I had some of the best shoyu broth I've ever had. He got tonkatsu. But yesterday, both he and I tried fried pig ears for the first time.
Yeah.
Dude, we were fighting over the last one. Like they cut it into these really thin strips, and they served it with like a spicy Kewpie mayo, and it was tempura breaded. Oh my God. Like, where has that been forever? Well, like, why hasn't that been in my life? It was so good.
So when you bit into it, did you get like that cartilage?
Yeah. Yeah, but everything was kind of melty, like
Really?
it wasn't super chewy. I don't know if maybe they brined it first or they boiled it or like how they accomplished it, because that's what I was really concerned. I was like, okay, I like cracklins, I like chicharron. I was like, if this is a weird texture, like I'm not going to be able to do it. And we ate every last one, Steve.
Nice. I've only made pig ears
incredible.
once in my life, and it was a lot of cartilage. And I was reluctant at first, but it ended up being really, really good.
Yeah,
But
it was really, really good. It was really good.
I wouldn't mind trying that.
Yeah, it
Hoping
was
to go
really tasty.
Hoping to go up to that area probably like in August. Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
We'll see.
Well, Misty Norris, she's the chef at Petra and the Beast, and they have. Oh, we got a cheese board too. It was really insane. It had a raw milk cheddar. It had homemade celery seed crackers, and then it had these little hand pies on it. They were orange and tarragon, little warm hand pies to go with the rest of everything else. There was like a smoky blue cheese, and then that raw milk cheddar, and then there was a softer cheese, kind of like brie. I can't remember exactly what the soft one was, but basically she has 3 boards on the menu, and then they bring out this homemade focaccia, and it looks like a brick. It's the size of your face. So it's this bread service that comes out with koji butter. And then there's always like 5 or 6 what they call snacks. It's like a little share plate. And then this other section of the menu, she calls it noods, like NOODS. So it's always 5 or 6 kind of pasta. And I think the menu changes like every 2 weeks. It's a really incredible place. So
nice. Yeah,
you'll have to check it out.
Most definitely.
Holler at me. We'll go together if you get here before I leave for North Carolina.
Right.
So, yeah. I had an amazing bottle of wine as well.
What'd you have?
I usually don't drink a lot of wine. So this was I like grapes that come from kind of that Loire Valley. Like I prefer like a Viognier or a Vouvray or like Chenin Blanc. If I'm going to drink white, and then red, I like Pinot Noir from time to time, or like a Petit Syrah, but the server recommended this Pinot Gris called Outward from San Luis Obispo in California.
Okay.
And it was lightly effervescent, and it was orange colored. Kind of looked like a watered down orange soda, and it had the must in the bottom. So it was kind of like when you get a bottle of vinegar and it has the mother in the bottom.
Right.
It was kind of like that. Dude, it was incredible. And we would have ordered a second bottle, except that was their last bottle. So that was it. I know.
So you're like, what?
2022. It's called Outward. It's a Pinot Gris from California. Really good. It says they make 66 cases a year. I took a picture of the bottle.
Nice.
So yeah, the whole experience was really incredible. So super, super, super awesome week for food. And I made some good food too. Like, not gonna lie.
What'd you make?
I did that. I blended the old cottage cheese, added buffalo sauce and ranch to it, and then shredded chicken into it. So I made like buffalo chicken dip, super high protein. Ate it with some chips and snap peas and some celery and carrots, and then I kind of been on this waffle kick again, man. Like, but making them sweet this time. I had been doing chicken and waffles, and now I'm doing them with like peanut butter and blueberries.
Yeah.
So good.
Nice.
It's so good. It's so good. I saw your enchilada video.
Oh, yes. So I forgot that I suck at rolling enchiladas because I get too lazy to like dip everything, and then like the corn tortillas start to break, and you're like, ugh, but you just got to put some love into it, So.
Oh, I meant to send you. I didn't want to bother you because you were on vacation.
Oh, you could always bother me.
I braised pork down with like chili powder, paprika, cumin, lime, salt, and pepper. But after I braised it down, the shoulder, I took the braising liquid while it was still hot, and I put 2 anchos and 3 New Mexico chilies in it to rehydrate them, the dried ones. Pureed it, ran it through a sieve, and put it back over the meat. And I put that in tortillas with, I don't know, this is going to sound like a little bit of, I don't know, just weird, but this is what I wanted, and it was amazing. I put jalapeno pimento cheese in the tortilla with pickled broccoli slaw. It
I was
was
gonna
the
say, it almost
perfect.
sounds
It was
like pork birria.
yeah, it was like the perfect like salty, spicy, acidic, like
That
yes,
sounds good.
all the pieces together. But it ended up being hotter than I thought. It was bright red. It was awesome. No regrets. Like yes, it was
That
awesome.
just sounds good.
Yeah, it was awesome. I kind of wanted like a cabbage escabeche or like a slaw to go with it, but all I had in the house was broccoli slaw, and I was like, well, I'll just pickle this. It'll be amazing. Like heck yeah. So not
sounds good.
disappointed in the least. So yeah, I knew we were going to have a lot of the things we ate to talk about. So this worked out quite well.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, we also stopped. So we went to the Miami airport to come back to Texas, and we had like about 3 or 4 hours before our flight. And so we took off. We left the Miami airport because our friends dropped us off, and we went to the Versailles Bakery.
Yes.
Dude, so I've
What did
had
you get?
I got their Cuban sandwich because I was like, okay, we got to do this, and I left my pickles in my sandwich. So
I'm so proud.
it
I'm so
was really good, and my wife got like some sort of sandwich, and the bread was almost like a pancake. I don't know what the heck what it was called, but it was like a ham and cheese, and like I said, that outer was just real like pancakey but fluffy and amazing.
Yeah.
And that was really good. Of course, Cuban coffee, because you got to do that. And we ended up.
I can't drink a coffee all day like you can, man. I won't sleep. I can't do it.
Yeah, at some point, it just all wears you out, and you just pass out. I don't know, but it was really, really good. I had never had a Cuban sandwich that perfect in my life. It was small, it was simple, and it was just out of this world.
Dude, I love a good Cuban sandwich, man. There's a great little Cuban restaurant right next to me called Havana here, and I haven't gone nearly enough in the time that I've lived here. But they make the croquetas, they make the lechon, they make all the stuff is from scratch. The guy's Cuban. I mean, the Cuban sandwich is insane. Like they have great coffee, they make really good mojitos. Like I just haven't. There's just a couple of things around it that I always defer to. Like there's a Laos food place right next to it, and I always
that's hard to beat though. They make good food.
I know. So there's that place, and then my local bar is just about half a mile down, and I always just pass it, and I go like, someday I'm gonna go in there. I think I've been 3 times in the last 10 years. Like I just don't. So, but yeah. Oh, shout out to a little joint called Greenpoint. It's in walking distance to my job. I also went there a couple Sundays back. Forgot to tell you.
What'd you have?
They have this item on their menu called Little Fried Fish Sandwiches. And they're the teeny tiny, most perfect and sweet little slider buns. They make homemade horseradish pickles.
Ooh.
And a cabbage slaw and tartar sauce, and the fish is grouper. Insane. Like so
That
good.
Sounds good.
Dude, we also had crab and artichoke dip, which was really amazing. They did breadcrumbs on top, which I'm not like, I get it, but if you're gonna dip something bread into a dip, I'm just like, why the extra bread? Like, I don't know. Anyway, it was delicious. It had Fresno chilies in it as well, and then grabbed a crudo plate. It had fried capers. I don't know if anybody out there's ever had a caper fried, but they open up like this little briny little popcorn. It's just incredible. And then I had a really great cocktail while I was there called a Yacht Club. So it's a play on like a kind of a white linen. So Steve, do you drink gin at all?
From time to time, very rarely.
It's kind of my go-to. If I'm not drinking whiskey, but the Yacht Club is gin, and it had Lillet Blanc, Italicus, lemon oil, and a little salt water. So it was a little briny. It was kind of like you were on a boat,
Yeah.
Fitting for the name. Really, really delicious. No flavor too strong though. Like really nice balance, and They crack oysters. They have seafood towers in there and stuff.
Yeah.
So when you walk in the door, it smells like you're at the beach. Like it just is a really,
wow.
really neat place, you know? So yeah.
It just sounds amazing.
It was really good. Man, I've been blessed. I've done nothing but eat some amazing food for the past couple weeks. And then had the chance to make some really yummy things at home. And then Steve, you know my love for Disney, right?
Oh yeah.
I would be remiss if I didn't tell you because I really want badly for this to happen, and I don't think it will, but I'm going to dream about it anyway between now and then. I have a Disney trip on the horizon in January.
That sounds fun.
Well, did you know that Victoria and Albert's restaurant at the Grand Floridian at Disney World just received a Michelin star?
No kidding.
And so now it's like, okay, I have to go. I have to go. You know, I have got to go. So, yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's not all corn dogs and Mickey pretzels, you know.
Right. It's also much more than that.
Also much more. I can't wait. So, I can't wait. Well, Steve, I'm super glad you're back in Texas. What are you cooking this week?
Salmon piccata.
Oh man, are you gonna do it over noodles or?
Over shirataki noodles.
Yes, nice.
Yeah.
Any tips for working with shirataki noodles for anybody out there?
None.
You make 'em taste
I'm still
weird.
learning about them myself, you know.
I think you've got to rinse them several times and then shock in cold water is what I've seen to kind of get some of that, like, it's not weird, but it's just a different flavor that they have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for you.
I'll have to try that, yeah.
So, yeah, that's awesome. Salmon piccata. Jeez Louise, that sounds good.
And it's
So-
an easy recipe, too. Didn't we make that in culinary school? I don't even remember.
Oh, yeah. We made, like, piccata and marsala and all that business.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll go through some of my old recipes. But even then, like, the one I made, it's very simple. And I think it's going to be like a 2-minute video. We're good. So, yeah.
Excuse me. Just sit still this long. It's hard. I always start
It
yawning.
is. We still got stuff to do.
Well, I'm gonna make some. I've made them before, but I'm gonna make and take to a friend some brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tart shortbread bars. Yeah, it's about 3 pounds of butter in that recipe. Really great.
Yum.
I won't be eating any, which is probably for the best. I'm gonna take him to a friend of mine who was good enough. Shout out to Carlos. He made homemade chocolate chip cookies with he put white chocolate in them and Nescafe. So it's kind of like a mocha thing going on.
Yeah. White chocolate mocha.
Really, 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 really good. Cookies, he shared it with me, so I'm going to return the favor. I think I'm going to go eat Italian this week. We'll report back. Yeah, that's all I got. After that, it's going to be more Lunchables. More Lunchables and, you know, Mandarin oranges and PB&J sandwiches for everybody.
Sweet.
So,
Just sounds good.
Yeah, right? I can't wait to see your salmon video. I'm going to go finish lunch, actually. I think I have some broccoli fritters headed to the air fryer this afternoon.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm excited. Little chickpea flour, little sharp cheddar, smashed steamed broccoli. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Nice.
So, well, Steve, I think we gotta go.
Sounds fun.
Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.